All right, so we're going to be making this a bit of a series, guys, where we basically just hop on here and yap, kind of like unfiltered thoughts of two people running a info product marketing agency.
A white Jeet and a brown Jeet.
Yes.
It's probably the best combination, to be honest.
Yes. That might even be the title of the future videos coming through. But
Hell yeah.
essentially what we want to do with this series a little bit, we'll see how it goes, is pretty much just jump on, talk about how business is going, talk about our plans for the future, scaling, and then also just kind of like day to day of what it's like having to deal with running like an info product marketing agency, dealing with employees or like contractors, that sort of thing. So I feel like this episode we can talk about recent stuff.
Yeah, recent stuff. There's quite a bit that's happened. Honestly, by the way, before we actually get into it, running a business is not what you think it is. Like, it's not the most like peaceful or like smooth upward trend. Like, there's constant times where you have to change things up and be a bit more realistic and humble yourself. So being a business owner isn't like you must be successful. It's like you must not be sleeping enough. That's more like what it is. But anyways, what's been happening recently?
Recently, we're just building on that as well. Like, I'd say honestly, being 100% like transparent, owning a business is like 80% of feeling anxious, like not knowing if you're going to be making as much money as you want this month, just not knowing what to do next, feeling like there's not much to do, feeling like despondent, just feeling like crushed. And then 20% where it's like you feel like high on life. You're like, oh my gosh, another 2K PIF, let's go. We're going to be crushing it. Like, this is awesome. Signed a new client. This is freaking sick. We're going to be scaling this guy to 100K a month. Or like we just hit like a really good month. But the thing is, those moments, like kind of almost during the moment, it outweighs the 80% of it being bad, right? But like the split is pretty like bad. It's mostly bad times of like stressing about making money, continuously trying to like improve every single month, stressing more, dealing with clients being idiots, dealing with employees and contractors being like just dumb and not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But 20% is actually good. 20% is like, oh my days, like this is freaking sick. Why would you ever want to work a normal job? This is the best job in the world. I freaking love this. Like, would you agree with that? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you have to ask yourself why you're doing what you do. And if your idea of this is just to, just get rich all of a sudden or just grow wealth without having to have those tough days, tough weeks, tough months, then you're probably wrong.
Yeah.
You're better off just in a regular job with a safe base salary and nothing crazy, because this whole journey is only for people that are willing to and able to like endure through really tough times, because nothing that happens or like nothing that you do really goes to plan in the first go. It takes several trials of anything. Like, it can be anything in the business. So maybe how strict your hiring process is, maybe how you're pushing your clients' offers, maybe the value ladder, as we're recently learning as well. There's like so many things that you're probably not doing, which you'll eventually do, but it's just like, you have to tell yourself that it is okay to have these moments where you feel like you're clueless or you feel paralyzed. Like, I'm doing everything right, apparently right, but nothing's working, because realistically, if you're doing everything right, everything should be working, right? So the people that usually fall off in the game and sort of quit are the people that say that I'm doing everything right, it's just not working, and then they just quit. But obviously, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I think like that kind of ties in a little bit to what's been happening recently. So at the moment, we've got probably like about three main clients that we're like really making money from. And then we've got, four main clients that we're really making money from. And then like two more, which are kind of like we're helping out slowly.
They hit a bit of a ditch, let's say, but we're like trying to get them back up.
So the issue with like building an agency and trying to hit like consistent, like 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, whatever, like personal take home profit each, is you're having to deal with like multiple clients at one time. And usually you can feel great when you're getting like PIFs, you're getting sales and stuff for one offer. But the other offer that you're dealing with might be going like a little bit like under, or it's like slacking a little bit, and then they're stressed out and they're asking you to spend more of your time on their offers to make like to build it back up and like make them make more money basically, which is kind of like at that time, specifically with one of our offers, it's like allocating time. Is it worth it because I'm making so much money on this on these 3 other or 4 other main offers? Like, is it worth allocating my time to trying to build up these 2 offers that are sort of like slacking or not doing as well as they used to? It's kind of just that issue of having to.
It's like
think about.
every offer that we hold on to has potential, like genuine potential. There are people that would pay for their offer. It's just about. Like, there's only so much we can do as the info operators for the client, for the creator, because there are so many things that the creator has to do which we cannot do for them, like content, on-time content, frequent content, and the type of content that you put out as well. And it's like, all of a sudden, you've only just recently started doing the things right, but sales haven't come through yet. It's like, it's such a long journey sometimes to convert your followers, to convert your audience into paying customers, because how it works is like only a set percentage of your audience would first initially purchase from you. And then after that, it's just about like warming up that audience, like nurturing them constantly. And how do you nurture? Content, like fucking content. It's the only way you can sell anything for any client. So for the creators out there, and even like our own creators that feel like they've had these periods of not much sales coming in, it's really just because of content. Like, there's not much we can do about that, because everything that we have, the infrastructure in the back end, it's designed to handle much more immense volumes of traffic. So it's really just like, creators, lock in, post your content, post good content, listen to your operators if they're good like us, and just trust the process, because it is a nurturing process. Like, just treat your entire audience like a whole, like, auditorium filled with people. And at the end of this seminar, you're gonna pitch them something. But in this event, you have to like show them why they should even stick around to listen to you in the first place. Show them why, show them the how, and then sell them on something, you know?
Exactly.
You can't just expect everybody to be like, yeah, here's my card. That's just not how it is. But the very few people that are convinced, which will only happen with the value you put out there through content, will come back to you and say, hey, I need your help.
100%, yeah. I guess moving forward as well, like, we can talk a little bit about like plans to move forward. So with these 4 current offers, one of them is the case study that we posted, the last video, Fires. You already know him as a client, right? So there's not any point blurping out his name or anything. So with him at the moment, we're doing about how much per month, like USD? Is it?
USD, we're doing like around 60, probably like 55 to 60. I think it's 60 now.
Every single month, pretty much.
Yeah, and like we're adding on a lot of recurring revenue. Like, I have a look at the dashboard every day, and in the past 7 days, we're increasing by at least like 10.7k pounds per month, which is like, I don't know, like I think 12, 13k US per month. So the recurring, like, we're doing really good for that offer just because it's a really good system behind it and like how to track things. But obviously the creator, Fires, is really locked in on content. Like, there's never been a single moment where anything is lacked in his content, whether it's story CTAs, free lead magnets being put out, showing results like every freaking day. Like, you will see on his stories, even right now, he's got like 20 stories there, just results and results and results. Because first of all, he has great service, like he has a great offer. Second of all, every coach in there cares about the people that actually join, so that they have a really good smooth process. And 3, they get results. And 4, the creator leverages off of the 4th thing, results, and shows his audience who want to buy, but they're just a bit hesitant. But you just have to convince them by showing them, hey, look, Adam made 45,000. This person got this person got that. And then people can put themselves and relate to it and you know, envision it for themselves.
100%. With Fires, I think the ceiling, easily 6 figures per month, is definitely on the cards. It's just about like stacking up over time and probably onboarding more sales reps, to be honest, on his offer. So the plans for that is to, again, do that more. We're going to be posting like pretty much daily emails, SMS blasts.
So webinar coming up.
And we've got the webinar coming up. If that does well, we probably make that like a monthly occurrence. So plans for him are to scale him up to about 100K per month, consistently. And then for our other 3 clients, they're all essentially doing like similar numbers, probably about like 25 to 35K per month, like ish around that number by the end of this month at least.
Yeah, each of them does like around 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably around that number. So our plans in the next 60 days for all 3 of them is to scale pretty much all of them up to at least 40 to 50K per month, like, and make that much money as well in the 60-day period. And the way that we're going to be planning on doing that is through implementing value ladders, right? So for all of them beforehand, we were only selling a high ticket offer, right? But a lot of them have a pretty decent sized audience. So we were kind of nuking their audience a little bit by only offering a high ticket offer. What we have learned and sort of been able to come to a conclusion on is that you need to treat each offer that you're on as like an ecosystem. So there needs to be multiple offers or products that you're selling to that creator's audience in order to capture every single like percentage of the audience that would buy, right? So obviously only about maybe 10, a very low number of your audience is actually going to buy a high ticket, like 10%. That's probably generous, maybe that much-ish. Realistically, most of your audience won't be buying a high ticket. That's just how it is. If that was the case, that more followers, like every single follower you had would buy your high ticket, people with the most followers would be rich, but that's not the case.
And like now thinking about it, it's sort of like you running a restaurant and a person sits down at the table and you show them the most expensive like menu item. Yeah. And you say, it's costing you $500. It's like, what the hell? I don't want to pay that. Yeah. But there's no other option for them. So they're just going to, you got zero from them. Even if you got $20 from them.
That's still better than nothing.
Yeah, because that opens up like so many more pathways to making more money. But
exactly. Yeah. And building on that analogy as well, if they buy something for $20 and they like it from this restaurant, then they're probably more likely to come back and maybe eventually buy the $500 thing because it's like, I like this. Yeah. I might buy something else because I have a good experience with this restaurant. It's the same thing with info products, right? Most of our offers now, like these 3, definitely the 3 main ones, Fies is a little bit different, but we're still going to be implementing a similar thing for him. Is we're going to be implementing like a between $1 and $10 info product on the front end, super cheap but very valuable, as a sort of like a palate cleanse, like a little taster of this type of info that we're going to be selling for each client. So when these new audience members or existing audience members come and buy this $1 info product, and it's an extensive sort of case study video on something that's valuable to their audience, depending on the niche that they're in, they're going to be like, okay, wow, this is great. Like, I really like this video. What else does this guy have? Like, what else can I buy from him? And then we have obviously email and SMS, most likely. Definitely email sequences set up on the back end of people buying that product, the $1 product. We're going to be selling them from there into either a $97 one-time product, so something better that's even more valuable, or maybe like a low-ticket school community, a low-ticket recurring model, depending on if they already have one. Either one of those is fine if you're sort of building that out. And then from there, you'd go to probably like a $497 offer, which is just course content. So all of the course content that the creator has, you can sell that for $497. And then after that, you've got the high ticket. So I know that sounds like a lot of offers and it's kind of like, that's too many offers. But the thing is, we're not selling all of these on the front end. The only one that would be sort of selling on the front end would be the very front end product, the $1 product, and then would also be selling the high ticket throughout that, right? So at the end of each of these lower ticket products, there's always going to be a CTA that directs people to every other product as well as the high ticket, or usually it's like one other product and the high ticket. So the high ticket's always getting advertised, it's always getting promoted, which means that essentially it's like a psychology thing with sales. If someone's already bought something from, a place or a creator or an influencer, they're like 40% more likely to buy again. That doesn't matter if they've only spent $1, doesn't matter, it's the same principle applies. They're more likely to buy again. And that can be a high ticket offer, it can be a $500 offer, like it's whatever it is, right? So I'd say those are our plans at the moment for scaling each of those clients. We're going to be implementing all of these offer laydowns. But yeah, I think it's very achievable for us to be able to hit those numbers moving forward. And that's just sort of a bit of an insight into our plans are for the immediate future moving forward. We want to be scaling all of these clients to good numbers at the very least. So yeah.
Yeah,
anything else?
100%. And we've also upgraded one of our dialers to a sales manager
Yep.
for a few of our offers, the main ones, and so that's going to be pretty cool.
Yep. He's doing a good job.
Because he's going to be handling like the whole hiring, firing process, and obviously training these people up, making sure that they're holding up to our standards for the company.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, if you're not keeping eyes on like the nitty gritty bits when it comes to the sales process, which it's pretty hard to do, like if you don't have a sales manager, like for a long time, you and I did it for so long, and it's like we kept up, but we knew that if we had a sales manager,
Yeah.
we'd make more money. Just because there are things that we just can't do. We can't look at every call recording. We can't make sure everyone's hitting all these KPIs because we have our own KPIs to hit ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that'll really help moving forward. And
Exactly.
one more thing, which I'll probably talk about in like the next video, is like outsourcing your work, having like good VAs. But I'm gonna save that for the next video, so stay tuned for that.
That's pretty much it. Wraps
Yeah.
it up. We're gonna probably be doing this pretty consistently. These type of videos.
At least twice a
These
week.
out.
Yeah. At
Yep.
least twice a week.
Hopefully in this background as
Yeah.
well.
Hopefully you guys stay till the end because of the background, because it's low-key like it does something to your head.
Come on now, bro.
Yes, bro. But we need an energy drink. We've been like contemplating about it. We were like, for the past 3 hours, we were like, should we get an energy drink or not? I think now we're just gonna have to, and it's like, what, 9 p.m., 8 p.m. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video though.
Have a good one, boys.
See ya.